instantly picking themselves up and moving right through anybody, as we have seen time and time again. So they may have looked shaky, but I certainly do not expect this one to be easy for Solary if they want to win.
No, not at all. I mean, Vitality, you understand why 2/3 of the desk goes that way. So many times they've shown you, even in matches where they were struggling against teams you would expect them to perform better than, they still find a way to adjust and just come out the victors more times than not. And that's the makings of a truly special team, and that's what makes them so good. But Solary, no slouch themselves. They've had a good run as of late. Farah picking up this next save, and we get underway. Astral launches that one downfield. Solary like to get set up here in the orange half. They haven't found much yet, but midfield slowly becomes theirs, and Astral gets the shot and the dunk on Alpha. Bang for Solary.
Hello, Astral. That's quite a shot you've hit right there. I know you hit it right at the guy, but he also hit it right back at you. That's a shot. Wow.
I knew he was going to get the touch off the ceiling, right? But I'm thinking, all right, blocked out to the corner. And no, he isn't done yet. He's still on top of you, and a dunk into the net. Certainly a way to start the match. I'm all for it. Kicked up high here for Alpha. Oh, and almost got a pass over to Vitality, but it broke down. K-Dop missed the scoop of across the corner. Farah will move it back over for Chaussette, but now Solary, more times than not in this minute and a half, are the ones controlling things in midfield, and it's Vitality that are having to respond to a lot of pressure here early on.
Yep, players to watch in terms of breaking that routine. Definitely Alpha 54. He's been productive in the area of transitions for Vitality, and currently Astral trying to jam another one through the goal line. No dice there, and you got to give a lot of credit. Like you said, that midfield line from Solary, Chaussette, and Farah definitely picking up a lot of opportunities that Astral's given them in terms of pushing the ball consistently over onto the orange side to keep it there.
Oh, and Alpha, that's not the... Well, it actually worked out, gave K-Dop the lane he was looking for a clear, and a light shot easily handled by Astral. Oh, Farah couldn't quite get back up to that, but Astral still on duty on defense, gets the clear.
Oh, K-Dop. A bit of a rush touch, and thankfully Chaussette didn't quite execute where he was trying to put that ball, and gonna have a bit of a stalemate here on the blue half. Alpha, pot shot, easy save for Astral.
Yeah, Solary managing well on defense. They haven't really felt a stretch there after those few opportunities. Farah actually has a lane after Alpha got bumped out of net. K-Dop was there to pick up the save. The Solary, a little low on the tank as far as boost is concerned, but Astral actually gets back to that. Fairy Peak right down in front. They want to pass it to each other, Vitality do, but then nobody's in position for it, and K-Dop is happy that that play did not develop the way Solary wanted.
Yeah, Astral actually getting real tricky there, getting that fake flip reset, instantly landing, and I think he even fooled Farah, because Farah thought Astral might have lost possession, it looked like, and Chaussette's through everyone. He's got to get it inside the walls. He can't get there. Farah's coming to help him out. 2-0 Solary.
Oh, this is vintage Chaussette on this play. Absolutely destroys K-Dop. Fairy Peak committed on the play as well, so Vitality helping out in that department, but it gave a perfect lane for Farah to shoot on the rebound. That's quite the start for Solary here so far. Vitality have not been able to control this game.
Yeah, you gotta be impressed, like we said, with that midfield line. Farah and Chaussette not letting much get by them, and definitely not with any amount of control. And Astral in the defensive third, obviously that speed paying dividends as Farah able to poke one away from the crossbar. And Chaussette again on transition.
But still, the follow-up slow from Vitality. Look, all three kind of caught in the corner there. They have to wait for Solary touches. And finally, Fairy Peak gets a solid win in midfield. Alpha dumps it for K-Dop, but denied by Astral. Solary now back on defense. Fairy Peak on the catch, pass in front of the box, and it sneaks through, but Chaussette picks up the save. Alpha can't find it, and Solary keep Vitality scoreless for now. Flip back around Alpha. He's got one beat. Chaussette's low on boost. Had the challenge, but that's still good for Vitality across the box. Astral able to throw it back out to the corner, but Fairy Peak gets another dump to K-Dop. Has another touch taken away. Chaussette picking up the boost, but it's still Vitality ball. Shot on target. Astral there again. All over the pitch on defense. 4 saves to his name, to the 9 total for Solary.
It's all about that smooth recovery on defense that keeps him in position. Yeah, he uses a lot of boosts, but he's not getting any stolen right now. And again, breaks another transition up from Vitality.
It's just Chaussette, again, another chance. But Vitality just never really got a chance to get going. They have no lack of shots. They have 9 of them, but every one of them being saved. And those chances have just been too few and far between, and that's been happening to them though, Achieves. Missing those touches that would give them a solid transition down the pitch.
Oh, just too slow. Alpha's trying to cover the distance. K-Dop gave him an opening, and Fairy Peak and K-Dop trying to fake off Chaussette, but they should know better than that. That guy's been good on the goal line for so long. Able to tap the ball down to the floor. Solary get a nice game 1 win, and really everybody contributing here, no questions asked. Chaussette, he may look like he didn't do too much, but a lot of that midfield dirty work definitely completed by him and contributing as necessary. 1 assist and a couple of saves.
I mean, that was no nonsense from Solary on defense. Every single clear, powerful, and in a Vitality gap. And even if Vitality had coverage in midfield, Solary did as well, and they were winning those challenges as we were talking about all game 1. But, I mean, Vitality, again, they never really got started, and they seemed to just have a lot of hesitation after Solary scored that first goal. They were never confident about where exactly to be on defense to handle Solary's presence.
Yeah, it's a surprising lack of ball control from Vitality, I felt, in a couple of opportunities. Obviously, there's no way to know if they had a little bit better of first touches when they were given a little bit of space, if things would have been different. There's no way to say one way for sure. But really looking for Vitality on their own half to keep a little bit better control of the ball and give themselves a bit more of the 1v1 approach instead of just kind of launching it into the wall that they met in game 1 at that midfield line.
And this isn't anything new for Vitality. They've started slow before and have picked it up later in matches plenty of times, so plenty of length for Vitality to go. And Farah, we got a boost here, won't be able to challenge it, but Solary get the ball off the kickoff and already so threatening it. Astral's feeling real good today.
He's just trying to spear every ball that he goes for. It doesn't matter. He's hitting it with force, and he's got such quick recovery that it's tough to really shake him off a touch, even when he catches one with a little bit of extra power. He's just so speedy that he tends to be right on it, and Alpha making the big save, covering up that demo on K-Dop, and Astral unable to pinch one across to his teammate.
When Astral has matches like this, when, like you said, he's just trying to drill every opportunity, that will make him the most dangerous player out of the 6 here. And you approach Astral a little bit differently on Vitality when he's hitting the ball that well. Here he is again in front. Alpha trying to grab the rebound, but he gets kicked out of the way. Chaussette, no chance at the net. K-Dop had it closed down. Fairy Peak, solid follow-up.
Astral even got the bump to give Chaussette that shooting lane, and can he get back to this one? Delicate touch required. Alpha able to get there and flip that one out to the corner. Chaussette again trying to keep things locked into that orange corner, met by Fairy Peak, and a transition here for Vitality.
Now, that time Vitality were able to go downfield, but the play died right away, and here comes Astral down the middle of the pitch, off the backboard. Fairy Peak grabs it, and, well, that sends Solary into retreat. No one able to challenge Fairy Peak. Farah first there, Alpha plenty of boost, and Farah right on top of him for the challenge.
And they're trying to get that ball out to K-Dop. I like the idea. It's just the challenge is going just wrong enough, or maybe K-Dop is a little too far forward where he doesn't have the room to adjust. Going to ping-pong around a couple of defenders. Astral wisely back to his own corner. Going to buy some extra precious moments on defense here and has to make another save. Fairy Peak trying to keep the pressure on.
Yeah, Astral used everything he could, anything he could do to boost his speed and acceleration instantly. He used it. Flip, boost, whatever he had to get that touch away, because that surely was going to be a goal. Still Vitality looking threatening, but Alpha can't put it in. Did not expect that rebound. K-Dop keeps it alive, buys some time for Vitality, and Fairy Peak next up. Solary have faced more pressure from Vitality in game 2, but just haven't had any fruits for all of their labor so far. And Solary on every transition look like they're about to score.
They're really operating, one inch from out of control, though it feels like on Solary on the offense. Got to be careful. It's easy to overdo it, press a little too hard, and that's when Vitality will make you pay if you're not executing perfectly. Chaussette Farah going to get tangled up a little bit here, and unfortunate extra touch. Gonna force Astral to come through, and maybe a chance with the disruption on the goal line, but that's twice now. Chaussette, obviously not a guaranteed goal scoring opportunity, but needs to at least get it in between the posts and really put the pressure on the defenders there.
Yeah, they hadn't had nearly as many chances, but I say that, and yet they own all the shots. I feel like Vitality have had plenty of opportunities, but then I looked at the scoreboard, they have one shot on net. And Solary get another clear here. Vitality have just been unable to put quality pressure in front of the box on Solary's half.
Here's another chance for it. And the reason they've been struggling so much is there it is again. Astral able to win the race to the ball on his own half. They just can't seem to win that boost battle to keep Solary down that extra half second that they need to win that race to the ball and build their own pressure.
Well, Alpha gets one touch, actually over two, but Farah came in quickly. And K-Dop, he gets it over on the corner, but now it's all about this push right here. He's got Alpha next to him, but then the challenge from Astral forces Fairy Peak in on the rotation. So Vitality, again, what can they deliver here in the blue half? Well, they have to give the ball back to Farah, and K-Dop gets the clear back to midfield, but slowly approach forward in the orange half, cleared again. Vitality hanging on defense, and maybe starting to get more offense as we go.
Stalemate for sure. Solary lacking that little bit of extra firepower on offense to really break Vitality. And Vitality not quite having that transition game that they're used to expecting from Alpha 54 in the past couple of weeks to come through and get them out of some tight jams on defense.
Well, Alpha's on the punch here, and he scores himself from midfield. Well, when you need a goal and you need some style, you call Alpha 54.
I cursed it. I said they don't have the Alpha transition, and then he beats one guy in the midfield and has a real quick drive up the wall and an instant shot through two defenders to get him all the way into the net. Great play, Alpha. You're clearly dissatisfied with my description of your play. I understand.
It's amazing how often it happens right away, and it's amazing how often Vitality completely flip the game into their favor with two quick goals from Alpha.
Yeah, really just like that. This one almost feels out of reach. 13 seconds, bang, bang, Vitality. Looking like they cruised through here in game two, but no. 4 shots on target, all of them from Alpha. A lot of tough defense needing to be played. Farah trying to buy a couple extra seconds maybe to throw a defender off, but game two gonna go Vitality's way, courtesy of some big plays from Alpha 54. And who else would it be?
I mean, who else indeed, especially lately in these close matches. Alpha's always been the X factor, hasn't he? At least to me. Like you get the expectation from Fairy Peak, the consistency he brings in the challenge game and his intelligence. And with K-Dop, you always can count on him to be there for the follow-up, be in the right place at the right time. But Alpha is this wild card where sometimes he can execute so quickly and efficiently that you blink and the ball's in the back of your net. And that's the moxie that he brings to Vitality.
And the real problem for Vitality, I think, in this series overall, like we said, despite, winning the game here, which in and of itself is good, it really was tough. It's not easy. I think they really just are kind of losing the battles in the corner, right?
Yeah.
They don't have that strong a transition. That's kind of roughly equaled out. But when Vitality at least is getting over onto that blue side, they just start getting everything taken away from them in the corner, or at least unable to beat defenders. And so if that starts to improve a little bit, you might start to see Solary crack or get boxed in a little bit, because that's really, I think, the one area where Vitality usually so strong, they can really just camp you in the corner and catch the clears. But Farah, Chaussette, and Astral have been doing an excellent job of keeping that ball away from those side walls and getting it back out to the middle where they can win some races.
And, I haven't seen too much Creato. Hang on a second.
Are you joking?
Oh, he saved it! What? He didn't even get credit!
Oh, man! That's true robbery. I like to play that one a couple more times on the highlights, depending on how this one works out. But Fairy Peak will kick it back out to the side. And that's about as close as it gets for a crossbar shot. And Alpha will not get the goal. It's denied by Farah, too committed. Fairy Peak slips around Farah, can't muscle through another. And it will die right here with Chaussette's challenge. Alpha tries what he can. Astral gets the clear.
Oh, that's a good demo from Farah. Really going to slow everything down here from Vitality. Give Chaussette all the time in the world to throw that one into the corner. And indeed, Astral's waiting for it at the midfield line, trying to just play misdirection. Nice solid trap, but they lose it. Farah let the ball skip off the car a little too hard. K-Dop in a one-on-one against Farah. Goes for a little cheeky flip reset. Fairy Peak with a bump. And Astral, again, going to break things up as the supported cast member here. Farah getting aggressive in the Vitality net means that everyone is up for it. And oh gosh, it's looking scrappy on the orange half.
I really got to know what's going on in comms at that moment in time where the first triple commit happens and you're like, okay, guys, wait, settle down, but everyone probably at the same time. I got it. And you have two players coming off the top of the net, and somehow it's still 0-0. Hang on a second. Ooh, K-Dot gets in front of Astral's shot, and Alpha have to pull off. He does collect his own boost. A little bit of space. He hops over Farah, forces the ball through Astral, but this one looks like it's Chaussette. He gets deleted.
I feel like those triple commits only a product of multiple people not having a lot of boost. And that's really where everyone starts to kind of go, I can't really do much, and then they see nobody else doing anything, and so they all just kind of jump at the same time because someone needs to do something.
Panic! Fairy Peak gets the next catch. I do love those moments, though, at the pro level, right? Because it's like, look, it even happens to the best teams in the world.
Man.
It's crazy. Chaussette, everything just a little bit faster. Farah next challenge, but Vitality have certainly started to take the reins. Fairy Peak takes it himself off the crossbar, and Astral will get a full tank of boost and a nice pass out to Farah. You know, Solary's transitions have looked really solid and always a threat when they move down the pitch, but then when it comes down to staying here in the orange half, it just seems to peter out. If they don't have that transition power behind them, the momentum seems to die.
Well, it's kind of feeling because, like, Astral obviously has the command, and he always tries to stick the ball close to him, and he puts that little bit of extra pressure because he's got those mechanics. And the reason you're kind of thinking that the transitions are good, well, because it's touches like this from Chaussette, like, right? It's towards the backboard, but it's happening at such a pace where you've hit the ball too hard, and you don't really have the time to make a defender think. It's a very one-dimensional approach from Farah and Chaussette when they're in charge of the transition, and that's giving Vitality a lot of time on defense, really not to be under too much pressure. They're just making sure not to let Astral beat them on offense. They're fine having Astral beat them on defense because they're not worried about touches like that from Chaussette. They can handle those all day.
Right. Absolutely. But it's that right there that's a threat, and Fairy Peak has to make an acrobatic save to make it happen. And that's why we saw them score off of a couple missed rebounds from Vitality. If you do miss one rebound against Solary on your own half, well, it's a shot towards the net, and all of a sudden, you're in a deficit. Farah, nice catch in front, but Fairy Peak cuts him off in front of the box. Astral sends one up high, but Fairy Peak already got the clear. Farah, next up, can they hang on to midfield? Solary have not had this much possession in a while, but that play's gonna die on the pass. They're forced into a retreat. Astral beat. Hang on a second, Alpha. Nope, can't find it. Dangerous, but no bite.
You gotta love Alpha even thinking he can nail that. I mean, it looked like he actually had the read as it was rolling down off that top corner. And Vitality trying to flex a little bit of defensive passing to break out, but still a lot of space given from Solary. Lets him cut it off, and Vitality having to work overtime to break out. One-on-one for K-Dop, squirts up the middle. Astral, I think, gets a little benefit from a bump from one of his teammates in the back. I believe it's Chaussette sneaking through, and no, he doesn't even have to hit Alpha. Farah might have got Fairy Peak, but one way or the other, Astral, that's just really stole that one right off K-Dop's hood, went right down Main Street.
Yeah, I mean, he just got a little booster in his drill, and boop, there you go, pull shot right into the net. Well, not your Rocket League pull shot. I can't use that reference like that. It means something totally different. There. Is this clear here? No, he doesn't. Pass to K-Dop. Oh, it's off the crossbar. Follow-up is not coming. Farah gets in the way. K-Dop might give one last chance to Fairy Peak on this push. Alpha stays on the ground. K-Dop's up. One. There's two. There's a tie game for Vitality.
Oh, you love to see it. You can see everyone from Vitality. They care a lot more about who's got the best shot. Alpha's the first one, but he knows K-Dop has the angle on that one. Has to use everything in the tank to drill that, to put that one in under 10 seconds. Precision from one of the best strikers in Rocket League history, and they tie it up with 6 seconds and maybe get it back to avoid OT. Astral getting out of traffic and throws it into the corner, and let's have another kickoff.
Oh my goodness, why not? We get a couple more moments like that, I might fall out of my chair. K-Dot, no chance for a follow-up on Vitality. Farah will just take the boost for his efforts, and now Astral will push forward for Solary. Forces K-Dot up. He's able to save it back to the corner. Fairy Peak taken out of the play by Astral, though. Chaussette has 2 to beat, and all 3 players of Vitality here stuck in the corner, scrambling to get back into position. Plenty of time for Solary to take a breath and think from midfield. Another catch here from Farah. Now Alpha gets on top of it again. His number may be called once more to send Vitality through another victory, but Astral making life difficult for K-Dot. Alpha gets the next touch out, but they're not commanding the game nearly as well as they were in the first half of this. Chaussette muscles through, and with no more boost, that's all he can do.
K-Dot as well, running on close to empty, and Alpha, that's a big disruptive touch. Almost got that second block, and now we might see a little bit of ping pong here.
Yeah, he's just seeing 2 stay back for Solary and Vitality. No one willing to commit unless they see a clear advantage, and Astral may have found it! He has off the post! He got robbed! No goal for Solary!
Astral, he's just dumbfounded that Vitality missed a touch like that, so he's playing a challenge. It pings off the wall, and he doesn't have the angle to finish what should have been a game-over goal. Oh my gosh, that's insane.
And now you just gotta start again from your own half and try once more after, I mean, how does that feel if you're Astral? So many times he's had some threatening plays towards the box, and Chaussette not helping the mental maybe with that save, but Alpha kicks it out to the side. Vitality, oh, that gets by K-Dot. They're back to the corner. This may mean another offensive chance for Solary as Farah pushes forward.
Here's what gives you pause. These moments are what show you why Vitality is one of the best teams in the world. You should have put them down when you had the chance. you have given the monsters an extra life, and let's see if they make you pay.
Yeah, if you don't fell the beast on the first swing, you're gonna eat that bite back with twice the damage. Astral losing to Alpha here, almost getting back to that touch, and Chaussette got frozen on the back wall. Farah doesn't get the best touch. This is not a good look for Solary right now. Fairy Peak switches right through Chaussette, and Astral gets this clear, but for how long can Solary play laterally in front of their own box? Chaussette gets the next push out. K-Dot, no chance on the challenge. Fairy Peak in a tough spot, but he gets a nice catch, handles it back out, but Farah's waiting for him, and now Solary in full command on offense as they wait in midfield. Well, they'll let it go back. And that's all they need to do. Whatever gives you the best clear angle to retain possession. It turned out to be Farah's hard clear from his corner. A demo, 2 of them, one on the backside on the rotation on Vitality, but Alpha spawns and misses the ball. That was a massive opportunity for Vitality. Missed. Chaussette had no boost. Chaussette had no boost. Oh, Farah.
Okay. What
Alpha.
a game.
This is that crazy, man. Astral, it bouncing off the inside of the post, and then that. Well, a little bit of everything. 3 minutes, 30 seconds into overtime.
You feel like you've seen it all as Farah floats one of the back posts, sniffed out by Alpha. Astral, not the greatest clear, and Fairy Peak trusted K-Dot. Now they're in damage control. Chaussette going to control the midfield boost. Everyone should take a moment to catch their breath.
If you need a second to wipe your glasses from the tears of laughter it achieves, it's okay, I got you. But Astral in the corner will flip this one over. And wow, Fairy Peak reading that follow-up from Farah perfectly, giving Vitality a chance to refuel. But these challenges, it's always these really high ones, close to the ceiling, that are neck and neck every time. I'm never sure when I see both players go up who exactly is going to win that next challenge. But whoever does feels like they're in the most threatening spot to score. And now K-Dot with a little bit of space, squares up against one. Chaussette pops it up again, but Farah has enough boost to get there, and he beats Alpha to the ball. Astral's got the breakout. Chaussette's downfield. He doesn't need to. Solary take another game.
Fairy Peak caught the hand in the cookie jar here, thinking Alpha had that touch off the ceiling. He was ready to go, but did not get there. He did not have enough to make the race back with the ball. Solary, woo! they gave Vitality the chance to swing back, and they dodge, counterattack, and they've got 2 in the series now. Wow.
Oh, you mentioned about not scoring on Vitality and giving them a chance to stay alive could have been what ended Solary's run eventually. So winning this game definitely means a lot. But man, I tell you, you know, all the triple commits, the clangs off the post, the crazy, like, barely saves, almost own goals in this match. I mean, that happened at the beginning of this game. I feel like that was forever ago. That was forever ago. Oh, man.
What a great game. That was a fun one. You rarely see a game that is just that chaotic at this level, where it's just, it was, no, I insist, we've made the mistake, you do it. And then nobody could. It was great.
It's like you got the full spectrum of, like, when you're playing your worst versus when you're playing your absolute best. Oh, man. We're getting into the match point here for Solary. Can they take down Vitality here and progress to Sunday? A lot of people out there, I mean, you saw the Twitch chat vote. Not a lot of favor for Solary to win this match. And Vitality are a big reason why, because Alpha is on this roster and he gets the first goal.
Yeah, this is a nice little touch from Alpha. They catch Astral turning forward because Astral was thinking Chaussette was going to be able to break that play up at the midfield line. Astral cut forward, and as soon as it was by his teammate, it was going to be a tough ask, and just the angle too good on the shot, couldn't throw it out to safety. He's going to try and fake Fairy Peak, hits the flick off the bar, and there is Chaussette for the jump. First goal going to go to Solary.
Yeah, you take it every single time. Astral absolutely faked out Fairy Peak on that one. Goes down, and Chaussette, I mean, you just get up, you make a great challenge, and you hope for the best on that. Best being, you scored, and it's a tie game. Well, if Vitality were going to create any momentum, they got to try to start the engines again. Might start off the backside pass, but Astral gets the catch. Farah picks up some small pass to play winger. And Chaussette will wrap around the corner. Solary, looking so good when they get on offense. Astral's up. The rest of Farah, oh my gosh, I thought Fairy might have had it, but Astral caught them sitting.
It's Chaussette who caught him sleeping. I mean, Fairy Peak's thinking, here comes the bomb, and Chaussette just gets a wheel on it. And of course, Astral's fast enough to react to the key block that sets up a second chance and nails that left side. The only way to get it by Fairy Peak there. Required placement. They execute.
Well, if this match has taught you anything about how the rest of it's going to go, it's that if Solary get to play this, we get to challenge every ball in Vitality territory because we have control of the boost, and Solary are just going to win. Vitality cannot keep up with the challenges from Chaussette right now. I mean, he has won so many of them, and with the command Solary has had, for the most part, in midfield, Vitality got to have a complete turnabout to really turn things into their favor. Plenty of time to do so, but right now on defense, Solary doing a good job forcing Vitality out.
And they're having trouble feeding K-Dop as well. He's a fantastic put-away guy when they get the chance, but when they finally get into that defensive third, we've said it many times, everyone trying to break things up, just not successful out of the corners, and Astral going to pull off a play there just to freeze K-Dop, and indeed, Solary win the ball back.
Well, I mean, that's been the thing sometimes, right, is that K-Dop, typically so consistent, I feel lately has been a little streaky in terms of when he's really a threat for Vitality, and then, you know, some weak moments that you just don't usually expect out of him, where you expect the solid clear or a solid shot on net. If he's feeling it, then Vitality, they're, you know, only BDS can beat them. But other than that, you know, I'm not saying K-Dop is struggling in this match, period. I'm just saying he's had moments where you expect either a better touch out of him or be where he needs to be to keep a play going for Vitality, and the play ends up dying.
Yeah,
not saying it's not. Yeah.
I know what you mean. In this series in particular, though, it really is just the lack of opportunity. The ones he's got, he's been able to turn in, but they have been few and far between. And I do think that really is the credit to Solary's defense here in this series. More so than it says about Vitality's offense, because you know that one can be lights out, no questions asked.
For sure. I mean, Astral especially today. I still feel like he's been the, what's the word? He's just been the king of the pitch in this match for Solary. Offense driving through him. Vitality a couple of chances, but again, they can't really force Solary to do anything in front of their own box. Everything has been contested in the posts, off the crossbar, in the corners. 2 minutes to go. for Vitality to get something going, but again, Chaussette wins a pair of nice challenges, forces Alpha to play laterally.
How do you handle this one if you're Fairy Peak? That strong transition game really just turning into a grind at the midfield line for both teams, which currently definitely going to favor Solary, because that's a lot of time you can waste off the clock just pounding the ball back and forth, and you can't afford mistouches like that. It actually could work out quite nicely, though. Fairy Peak was waiting for K-Dop's touch, but Alpha forced to dump the ball off.
Oh, Astral has plenty of boost to read that. Oh, he nailed it! I knew it as soon as he got that touch. Alpha.
You can feel it.
Oh, you know he's going to nail it. He had 52 in the tank. That's plenty.
Oh,
he needed maybe half that to make that shot happen. And there's nobody to challenge him. It was going in, Achieves.
And you go back and look at the replay as well. You watch it from Astral's perspective, excuse me, and he's not even uncertain about where that ball is going to bounce. He knows. He's just thinking, all right, how do I get the part of the car that I want? Because he knows where that ball's coming down, and that dude just has a sixth sense. I mean, through hours and hours and an incalculable amount of time reading how a ball is going to bounce towards him, and he's able to break a couple of touches up in the corner. Farah comes through and gives him a helping hand to give him the second look, and Solary, I think, just put this one away.
I think they might have. Vitality. I mean, I'm stunned with how dominant Solary have been in this game. And Astral, you can say he's completely in tune with the rhythm, but make no mistake about it, this match, Astral is the rhythm for Solary. And they have looked excellent in these 4 games against Vitality. Barring a miracle, they will be moving through. And all the props in the world. This roster has struggled all Season X to put together consistent results. You know, I know many fans out there were hoping for a lot more out of Astral, Chaussette, and Farah this season, but this split has felt a little different for Solary, and they've looked a lot more consistent, and they're even in these kind of contests lately. But you just wonder how many times can they put it together and finally reach the consistency that we all thought they could. They find it here, and they move to Sunday.
Overall, this was an incredible series to get to watch for a multitude of different reasons. I mean, rightfully so. If you're Vitality, you can see the faces right there. K-Dop scratching his head. They're dumbfounded. They're like, how did we not get anything by Solary? You know, this team that we've played many times and certainly come out on top, probably more than our fair share.
Yeah.
And today it was just not gonna happen. You have to give a huge amount of credit to how well Solary played on defense. A lot of key blocks from Chaussette up on the offensive third to give second chances. Farah, I think, kind of overshadowed by how well Chaussette and Astral played in this series, but that guy definitely playing a big supporting role in breaking up a lot of transitions at the midfield line. And as you said, Astral all over the pitch. He's the king today on this matchup.
Well, this regional in the spring split is turning out to be one of the most interesting European regionals we've had so far this season. We got one more great one coming up to close out the day. Top Blokes versus Dignitas. Only one of them can progress. Who moves on? Find out after the break.